If you're a coach who's been told that you need to start small with a $97 course, or that high ticket is only for coaches with big followings and big personality, then I'm about to challenge everything that you think you know about pricing. Hey, my name is Hui Hui, and in the last 4 years, I went from someone who's very shy, very introverted from Singapore to be able to build an online global business, generating over $5 million and having clients in more than 30 countries around the world. And all our clients started right where they are, most of them starting from zero, to be able to create their first high-ticket offers, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, to eventually raising their prices to 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. And we even have clients who are charging $40,000 for their high-ticket offers. And here's what's changed for me and my clients. It takes the same amount of effort to sell a low ticket as compared to selling a high ticket offer. So in today's episode, I'm going to break down the exact framework that I teach my clients how to create high ticket offers, anything from $2,000 all the way up to $30,000, and why the effort to convert them is identical to a low ticket. By the end of this episode, you'll understand the 3 keys to creating irresistible high ticket offers and the psychology that makes premium buyers want to buy from you. So let's dive into today's episode. So here's what most coaches get wrong about high ticket. They think that it's about charging more for the same thing. It's not. High ticket is not just a bigger price tag. It is something else altogether. It is a completely different business model. So let me break this down. When I first started, I was doing a $97 course called the Implementation Weekend Intensive. So it was a 3-day workshop where for 6 hours, I teach people who attend the workshop how to create their coaching program, how to create their course for 3 days so that by the time they walk out of that workshop, they would already have created that course. And I only charged $97 for that course, and it was an 18-hour of implementation together with me. And to get people into that first workshop, I had to beg them to come. I had to barter trade with them the ticket price for them to come. And I had to invite like crazy in order to get 8 people to show up at the event. And what I realized is this. When someone told me what a high ticket offer is, I suddenly realized that instead of making the $97 workshop the product, I should make the $97 workshop the entry level into my world instead. So instead of making that workshop $97, I changed it to $17 to get into my world, to be able to do something together with me. And at the end of that workshop, I made a high ticket offer of $3,000 instead. And in the very first workshop, when I offered my high ticket coaching program that ranges anything between $3,000 to $5,000, whether it's a group program or a one-on-one offer, I made a total of $28,000 from that first event. So same amount of my time, same amount of my energy, but totally different results. When I turned that workshop into a conversion event instead of a fulfillment event, and I made the offer to join my 6 months coaching program, 8 out of 14 of the attendees said yes. And I made my first $28,000. So here's the revelation. It took the same amount of effort for them to say yes to a high ticket offer as it did to a $97 offer. So think about that. The conversation that I had to get started to get them into the event is the same conversation. The objections that I had to handle in order for them to come into the workshop, it was the same objections. And the follow-up process was the exact same process as well. So the result, instead of the few $100s I made, the $28,000 was 35 times the result. Here's why. Whether someone is investing $97 or $3,000, which was the price of my coaching program at that time, they're asking themselves the same thing. Can this person help me? Do I trust this person? Will this work for me? Is this the right time for me now? So the price point does not change the psychology of the buying decision. The effort that you put into the sales process for you is identical. Here's what matters. The thing is this. People who pay $97, they don't pay as much attention because the level of commitment from $97 is not deep enough. They're not committed. They downloaded your course, they consume a little bit, and it's sitting there inside their laptop or inside their drive with other courses, probably another 50 courses or 100 courses that they never finish. But people who invest $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, what do? They show up. they implement, they get results. Because the transformation begins the moment they make that payment. They've already decided that they're committed to change, and that's why they made the investment. And so think about it. Here's the part that nobody tells you about high ticket. You don't have to sell to thousands of people in order to be able to hit your income goals. So if you're trying to make $10,000 a month selling $97 courses, you need to sell to 103 people every single month. That's a full-time job just managing the marketing and the fulfillment, all right? But if you have a $5,000 offer, all you need is just 2 clients, 2 deeply committed clients who you can actually help to transform their lives. So for my clients who wants to balance life and work, you know what? This is game-changing. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to post 10 times a day. You don't have to manage hundreds of students. You can serve fewer people more deeply, have better relationships with them, and actually enjoy your work, which is actually what creates the best results for your clients and makes it even more fulfilling for you. So what exactly is high ticket? Let me define that. So in my world, there are 3 types of offers. The first one is a low ticket offer. Low ticket offer can be anything from $1, $7 up to $97, $197, $297, all the way up to $997. And then there is the mid-ticket offer. Mid-ticket offers is anything that is from $1,000 to $5,000 to about $7,000 or $10,000, right? And then a high-ticket offer is $10,000 and above, and it can go all the way up to $25,000, $30,000, $50,000, even $100,000 or even $1 million. Let's take the average high-ticket offers, which can be $10,000 to $25,000. So this is a good range. I call this the premium high-ticket offer or the keystone offer. And the reason why I call this a keystone offer, because once you learn the skill set of how to create a market and sell this keystone offer, anything that is between $10,000 to $30,000, your life and that of your clients will be transformed forever. And if you're thinking, Hui, but I've never sold anything above $100 or $500, how can I create an offer that sells for $10,000? So stick with me till the end, because I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to do this. But first, you need to understand the psychology of a premium buyer. Hey my friends, if you're getting value from this, drop in the comment below and let me know what is your current offer right now. Type the number, is it $97, $500, $2,000, $10,000, whatever it is. I read every single comment and I want to understand where you are at so that I can help you to create more content that will benefit you and get you to the next level. Also, if you want me to break down how to sell high-ticket offers in future, let me know as well inside the comments. Now let's get back to this psychology of the premium buyers. So here's something that's going to blow your mind. Because when it comes to high-ticket clients, they are actually easier to work with than low-ticket customers. So what do I mean by that? I know that sounds kind of backwards, and you think that someone who's paying $25,000, they'll be more demanding, they'll be more difficult, they'll want more things from you, right? You know what? It's the complete opposite. Let me explain the psychology. There's something that I discovered after working with over 500 high-ticket clients at different price points, and it's this. The transformation happens when they buy. So when someone invests $25,000 in themselves, they've already made the internal decision that they're all in. They're not questioning whether this works or not. They're not second guessing themselves. They've crossed the line. There's no going back. They're committed to getting the results. So let's take, for example, Cheryl, who's an expert in the coffee industry. She's a judge in the coffee industry. She is one of the highest trainers. She's one of the highly trained trainers inside the coffee industry, training other trainers how to become better at the coffee trade. And so when she came to me, she said that, I really want to get into a platinum program, and I already have a plan that I want to get into your platinum program in March this year. And you know what? Instead of waiting for March, she came to me again in January and said, instead of joining your program in March, I want to join your program in January because I know that you can get me there faster. So I'm not going to waste another 2 more months for my plan to be perfect. I want to get in as soon as possible. And in the last few months, since she started in our programs, she's already generated over $36,000 USD in her coaching business. So the thing is this, once you understand how to create, market, and sell your high-ticket offers, even if you have never done it before, you will be able to do that. All you need is to learn the structure and the framework of creating a high-ticket offer, just like what Cheryl did. So compare that to someone who pays $97. They can quit anytime, and they say, well, it's just $97. So there's no skin in the game and there is no real commitment from them. So here's the other thing about premium buyers that you absolutely need to know. They're looking for results. They're not looking for options. They're looking for people who truly can give them the outcome that they want. So low ticket buyers, they shop around, they compare, they want the best deal. And premium buyers, they want the best result. So they don't care if your competitor charges $5,000 less. They care whether you can produce the outcome. So this is where building authentic relationships, it becomes your advantage. So you don't need to have a massive following for you to be able to succeed at high ticket. You need deep connections. You need to be able to ask the right questions with the right people and truly understand where they are in their problems, hear what they need, and then guide them through the transformation. Because most of the time, when people want to apply and to get a certain result, it's not just about strategy. There is some mindset and identity shift that they need as well. So you as the guide, you as the person who has done it before, when you guide them through to be able to get the final result, that is exactly what they're paying for. Not the number of hours of coaching, not the number of files you can give them, not the number of PDFs you can give them, not the number of courses you can give them, but the result. So premium buyers, they don't need a loud rah-rah coach. They want someone who deeply understands them, who can guide them through the journey and can actually create a safe space for them to grow. So here's the critical piece that most coaches miss. You cannot charge for something that you have not invested in yourself. So this is actually psychological. If you have never paid $5,000 for a program, then you will struggle to create and sell a $5,000 offer. If you have never invested in a $20,000 offer, then you can't confidently ask for a $20K. Why? It's because you don't know on a deep level what that level of transformation actually feels like. You don't understand what goes into a premium experience. You can't fake it if you have never experienced it. So the reason why I can confidently sell $30,000 programs such as the Platinum program is because I've invested $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, and I've invested multiple times. So I know exactly what it takes to create a $30,000 program, and I know what that premium experience, what the access looks like. So this is what I always tell my clients. If you want to be able to charge premium prices, then you first need to be a premium client. So you need to understand what it takes to be a premium buyer first, because then you will understand the psychology from the inside. So let's talk about the framework that's helped my clients create their high ticket offers from $2,000 all the way up to $40,000. So there are 3 non-negotiables that you want inside your high ticket offer. So the first key is this: it needs to be a clear promise. So it's not a vague, I'll help you get better results. It has to be a specific, measurable promise that is so clear that your ideal client immediately knows if it's for them or not. So take, for example, I help you to grow your coaching business. It's too big. But I help you to create and launch your high ticket program within 90 days. It's not vague at all. It's very specific and it's very clear. And that is my elite's promise. So I help you to scale your business. It's even more vague. But I help you to grow your high ticket coaching business from 10K to your first 6 figures in 12 months. Now that is my platinum promise, and that is very clear and specific as well. For those who have already launched their business and wants to scale to 6 figures, that's who we help in our platinum program. So your promise, it needs to be specific enough so that someone can look at it and say, yes, that's exactly what I need, and or no, that's not what I need right now, okay? And even if you're in a non-money making niche, even if you're in an intangible niche, you still can make the outcome tangible. So let's look at the second key. The second key is a solid guarantee. So this solid guarantee, it takes the risks of your client and it puts it on you instead. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be a money-back guarantee. So you can guarantee a few things. So you can guarantee an outcome guarantee, for example, get your first client within 90 days, or we'll continue to work together until you do. That's an outcome guarantee. Or you can have an ROI guarantee, which is a return on investment. So you will make back your investment within 6 months. That's an ROI guarantee. Or a result guarantee. You'll create your signature program and be able to launch it within the first 90 days. That's a result guarantee. Or perhaps it's a time guarantee, meaning that if you don't hit that milestone within 6 months, we'll extend your time with no extra cost to you. So that's a time guarantee. So for my Elites program, the guarantee is very simple: to create and launch your high-ticket program within 90 days. And for the Platinum program, it is to help you to get to the first 6 figures in your coaching business. So it is very, very clear and very specific, and exactly who is it for, we spell it out very, very clearly. So that guarantee is to make them feel safe that they can get the outcome. It should make them think that, wow, if she's that confident, then this must work, okay? And so that is the second key to your irresistible offer. The third one is insane value. So here's the rule. The perceived value of the offer, it must be at least 10 times the price of your offer. So if you're charging $6,000, then your prospect should feel like they're getting $60,000 worth of value. If you're charging $25,000, then they should feel like they're getting $250,000 worth of transformation and support. So how do you go about creating this? Not by adding more stuff. So don't try to add more and more things, because then it makes the offer inflated and not attractive. So don't try to throw in 100 different things that they will never watch. You create insane value through creating transformation, not more information. If they can get all of the information for free on YouTube, you don't want that, right? They're paying you for the result, the shortcut, and the time saved. They're paying you for the breakthrough and the identity shift that they get, because you got the result, you can bring them there, okay? So that's the transformation. Show them how to get the result from where they are to where they want to go, and show them exactly what are the different steps to get them. Very, very specific transformation. The second thing is access to you, your time, your expertise, your feedback. This is priceless. Because in my Platinum program, people get weekly group implementation calls with me and a momentum hour where they get to ask me questions and they get a hot seat with me, and I'll give them the nuances on exactly what they need to do next to get to the next milestone in their business. And sometimes I'll help them to spot the blind spots they have so that they no longer need to make mistakes or waste time and can get to the outcome faster. So they also get one-on-one sessions with my partner Martin, who's a genius in niche and messaging, and that alone justifies the premium price. So when it comes to access, I would like you to think about this. What kind of access do they get to you? Is it a weekly access? Is it a one-on-one access? Do they get access to your other coaches? Do they get access to your network? Do they get access to your Rolodex? Okay, right? All of this is access, because proximity is one of the most valuable resources that they can get from you. Okay, right? So the third one is community. AI can give information. AI cannot replace humans and relationships and community. So when someone joins your program, they're not just getting you, they're getting a tribe of people on the same journey who understands them. And many of my clients, they actually become good friends after they come into our community and after joining our program, even if they are from different countries. So it's really priceless to be able to have a group of people who are growth-minded, who are learning the same thing, applying the same thing, and going in the same direction with the kind of same values that you have. They're kind of like the second family who lift you up when you're down, who will cheer for you when you win, and will run with you towards your goals. That is priceless. This kind of proximity is truly one of the most valuable things that you can create for your clients. The fourth one is accountability and implementation. So most people already know what they need to do, but they need someone to make sure that they actually do it. So weekly calls, check-ins, structured milestones, this is where real value lies. A person with accountability is 3 times more likely to get results as compared to the ones who don't have accountability. So you as the coach, when you can hold their hand and make sure that they do the work to get the results, that is invaluable. Number 5, frameworks and systems. So it's not just teaching them what to do, but here's exactly step by step. So in the first week, in the first 30 days, this is what we're going to do. So for example, in the first 30 days, once you come into the EDIS program, we're going to teach you how to nail your niche and messaging. We're going to show you exactly what is the social media organic system that's helped me to become the top number 2 affiliate for Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. You're going to learn within the first 30 days high-ticket course creation so that you can map out what is that journey of transformation for your clients, right? And then after that, once you start to run your own conversion events, you will be able to learn the structure to creating a high conversion event, and also what is the no BS sales script for closing high-ticket clients on a one-on-one basis. It's the exact script that's helped me make over $2 million in my coaching business and has helped our clients close millions of dollars in their own coaching business. So inside the program, we also teach you how to coach your clients one-on-one so that you can help them get results. So it's a very comprehensive system and a very comprehensive frameworks step by step to get you to the end result. So all of that added together is over $60,000 worth of value. So if they're paying the current price of $6,000, they're getting over $60,000 worth of transformation. So it's a no-brainer offer. All right, let's take a pause here. Which of these 3 keys is the one that you struggle with the most? Is it crafting that clear promise? Is it creating a solid guarantee? Or is it building that insane value stack for your future clients? Drop it inside the comments. I'd love to read where you're stuck. Is it number 1, the clear promise? Is it number 2, the guarantee? Or number 3, the insane value? And if you're watching this thinking that I need to know more about all these 3, and I need to know exactly what goes into these 3 elements, just comment all of it. I've got you. I can create another video diving into all 3 elements. So now let's take a look at why quality is more important than quantity when it comes to high ticket. So this is my favorite part because it changed everything for me when I finally understood this nuance about high ticket. So the coaching industry has taught us that you need to be loud, you need to be everywhere, and you need to be on all the time to be able to succeed. And that you need to be doing Instagram stories, Facebook stories, reels, posting 10 times a day, hosting huge events, and being in everyone's face all the time. And I can tell you that's a big fat lie that's designed to keep coaches playing small. And if you're someone who is introverted like me, if you prefer to be able to do something that is steady, sustainable, and yet be able to help your client get results and make this really impactful, then here's what I've discovered after working with hundreds of clients. Quality relationships is the most important when it comes to high ticket. So let me tell you why. And if you're someone who values deep relationships, you're going to love this part. Number 1, deep listening creates premium sales. When you're on a sales call or consultation, the coaches who succeed, they aren't thinking about what they're going to say next. On a sales call, on a one-on-one sales call, they're actually listening 80% of the time. They're not trying to out-talk the person. They're hearing the pain points. They're being very present. And they're trying to pick up on the things that the client is not saying. So premium buyers, they don't want to be sold to. They want to feel understood. And when you truly listen, and when you find out where they are stuck, and how do they want to go on, and when you truly understand them, that's when they trust you enough to invest. Number 2, authentic relationships is more important than your follower count. You don't need 100,000 followers to be able to sell high ticket. I know influencers who have hundreds of thousands of followers, but yet they're not even making like $10,000 a month. On the other hand, I've got clients with only 300 followers be able to charge $15,000 for their high ticket coaching program. Why? Because they've built real relationships, deep connections, and genuine trust. So premium buyers, they can smell if you're fake a mile away. They don't want a performer, someone who overpromise and underperform. What they want is someone who underpromise and overdelivers for them, right? And so if you can be a real human who genuinely cares about their transformation and overdelivers to them, guess what? You're going to have more and more clients over time. We've got so many clients who will always refer their friends to us because they love our programs. They love seeing their friends get results too. So if you focus on quality relationships, if you focus on over-delivering for your clients, your business is going to flourish even better over time. So let's look at the third one. Focus on quality and not quantity. The mistake that I see most beginner coaches make is they try to focus on everyone. You don't want to sell to 1,000 people. You're trying to serve 2 to 10 people per month deeply who are the right fits to you. So, and because you're selective, because you're focused on quality, your clients get better results and they create better testimonials for you. They are better raving fans, and this attracts even more premium clients once you get those testimonials, and it becomes a great cycle for you. So, number 4, transformational experiences over content dumps. Premium buyers are looking for more information. They can get it over AI right now. So what they want is to pay for the result. What they want is to be able to pay for your expertise to give them the shortcut, the transformation, the breakthrough, the identity shift that only happens through deep intentional work. So that's what separates high ticket from low ticket. You're not creating more contents for them. In fact, you're creating experiences, you're creating transformation that gets them the result faster. And that's what changes their lives. So let me ask you a question. If you have to have an eye surgery, would you rather have the eye surgery in just 6 minutes, or would you go for a 6-hour surgery to get the same outcome? You want it as fast as possible, right? And so that's the thing. If you are able to provide a faster result for your clients, that's what they're paying for. That's what they want. They don't want more of your time. They don't want more of your coaching. What they want is a faster way to get that result. And that's why they're paying for that high ticket. So remember, transformational result over content dumps anytime. Okay, I'm going to say something controversial. If you're trying to build a coaching business by being everywhere, doing everything, trying to be loud and flashy when that's not who you are, then you're definitely going to burn out and fail, okay? And if you build it in alignment with who you truly are, with deep relationships, quality first, over-delivering, transformation and not information, not only will you succeed, you will actually thrive at levels that most coaches will never reach. So let me give you a real example. One of my clients, Charity, who's a cancer coach, she's been coaching for almost 6 years for free because she felt guilty about charging cancer patients for her coaching. And so, which is why she's been giving out free coaching for many years. So when Charity asked me, Hui Hui, I've been giving free coaching for 5 years and I don't want to do that anymore. What do I need to do now? I challenged her thinking first and foremost. And I asked her this question. When you were going through the cancer treatment yourself and it was so painful that you wish that there was someone that you can trust who was going through it, who had already gone through it themselves and have the answers. And if there's someone who actually cares about you and can handhold you through your cancer patients and who can handhold you through your cancer treatments, would you have invested in this person? And she said, 100%. Now let me ask another question. Are you actually serving your current clients by giving it to them for free? Or are you creating clients who don't value the transformation because they did not invest in it. And that's when it's just hit her, and she finally realized the value of coaching and her value as a coach. So she started by offering $1,600 for her coaching program, and in 3 months, she crossed over $25,000. And in 6 months, over $40,000. And I'm not saying that her result is typical. She worked hard for it, and she's living in the Philippines, where $40,000 USD is actually a massive amount of money. And you know what happened after that? Her clients got better results because they were invested and because the transformation happened the moment they paid. So that is the power of high ticket combined with authentic service. So let's get more tactical here. So how do you decide the price of your coaching program? So here's a framework that I teach. First, you got to map out what that journey of transformation looks like. What are they going to experience from point A, which is where they are right now, the pain island, to point B, where they want to be, which is the pleasure island. So this isn't just the outcome, it is the journey. It's the milestones that they have to go through, right? From point A to point B. What are the different milestones that they have to go through? The breakthroughs and the identity shifts. So the more comprehensive the journey is, the higher you can charge. The bigger the outcome, the higher you can charge as well. So take for example, if your offer is, I'll teach you how to create your signature program, that's a 2K offer. And if you want to turn that into a 10K offer, it will be, I'll teach you how to create your high ticket program, build your audience organically, launch it and get your first 5 clients. Now that becomes a 10K offer because it's a complete journey and not just one outcome of creating your signature program. How do you turn that from a 10K offer to a 30K offer? It will be, I'll show you how to go from 10K to making 6 figures. We'll refine your offers. We'll nail your marketing and then scale it. We'll help you to then install a sales process and then scale your delivery. And when you do that, that is a total business transformation because they need to now learn how to create that system to make this a repeatable business month in, month out, right? And so that becomes a 30K offer. And the return on investment, a 30K offer to be able to make 6 figures, that's a no-brainer, right? So step number 2, calculate your time and expertise value. So take for example, if you're delivering a weekly group call for 6 months, right, that is 24 calls over a course of 6 months, which is 4 calls a month for 6 months, 24 calls in total. Or if you're delivering monthly one-on-one calls, that's 6 sessions over 6 months, right? So what is your time worth per hour? If you value your time at $500 per hour, which you should if you're experienced, and if you're giving 50 hours of access, that is a $25,000 value right there. So take for example, if you're just starting out, a fair exchange value would be about a $200 per hour coaching rate. So start off first with that to be able to calculate what your per hour looks like. Okay, so then you'll be able to have a total value of your coaching. For me right now, my per hour rate is $2,500. For me at this moment, it's $3,000 per hour because we charge a consultation of half a day for $12,000 and a full day consultation for $25,000. And so this is what it looks like. So why am I able to charge a $25,000 for a VIP day with me? Because I know that after spending that 8 hours with me on strategy to map out your strategy for the whole year, you at least be able to make 10 times of that from the one strategy day with me. So $25,000 becomes a no-brainer because of the 10x insane value that you're going to get from this VIP day. So number 3, let's look at what are the comparable market rates. So if you research what others in your space are charging for similar results or similar transformations, not to copy them, but to understand if you're way undercharging or if you're positioned appropriately. So in the coaching industry, between $2,000 to $5,000 is a beginner to intermediate transformation or for a group program. So if you're just starting out, a $3,000 for a 3-month coaching program is a very standard practice and is a good offer to start with. If you're providing something that is more comprehensive or hybrid group and one-on-one, then you can go between $5,000 to $10,000. If you are providing something that's more high touch, there's a complete business overhaul or transformation, or it's one-on-one heavy and you're someone who's already have many years of experience, then anything between $10,000 to $25,000 is very normal. If you want to provide elite mentorship, something that's done for you, or if you want to provide scaling strategies to get someone to 6 figures or 7 figures, then it can be anything from $25,000 to $100,000 and upwards. So step number 4, where do you start? Start where you have conviction. So I don't tell my clients that you absolutely got to start with $3,000 for 3 months. You start where you are most confident in first. Because the truth is this, you can't confidently sell what you don't believe in. So if you've never sold anything over $500 and I tell you to create a 20K offer tomorrow, you're never going to start. Because you're going to self-sabotage and you don't have the internal belief yet. So start where you've got conviction. Maybe that's $2,000. Maybe that's $3,000. So then sell 3 people at $2,000 first. Get them results. Build the belief in yourself and get the evidence first. And then raise it to $3,000. And then after that to $5,000 and then to $10,000. That's exactly where I started 4 years ago. So this is the path that I took. I started with that $97 workshop and then 2K and then 3K and then 5K and then 25K. And I now have a 100K offer where I work with my premium clients to help them grow their business to 7 figures a year. So each level required me to grow into that level, a different version of myself. You can't skip that growth within you first to be able to make that offer. So go slow and make it consistent instead of trying to go fast and then in the end self-sabotage. Okay, so here's the shortcut. If you invest in yourself at the level that you want to charge first, so take for example, when you invest $5,000 in your own growth, then you will have no problem charging $5,000. And when you invest $25,000, then you know exactly what that experience should look like, and you will have no problem making an offer and charging at $25,000 as well. So this is the missing link that most coaches don't understand. Okay, so I need you to really hear this. Your expertise is valuable. You deserve to charge what you're worth and for what your expertise is. And you're 100% capable of creating and selling high-ticket offers. So the 3 keys that we covered today, the clear promise, the solid guarantee, and the insane value, these are your roadmap. So start with one offer first, whether it's $2,000 offer, whether it's a $3,000 or $5,000 offer, make it irresistible. Serve those clients deeply and get them incredible results. And if you don't have the belief yet, borrow mine. We've got over 500 clients and every one of them started right where you are. Many of them from zero to be able to get their first paying client and eventually get to their first 5 figures and multiple 5 figures and then 6 figures. So you can do this too. So remember, it takes the same amount of effort to sell a low ticket as your product as it does to sell a $5,000 high ticket program. Same conversations, same objections, same selling process. But instead of a few $100s, you can make your income considerably much higher. Okay, I went from $0 to $5 million in 4 years organically. And I believe that you can do this too if you take this same approach. But you've got to give yourself permission to charge what you're worth. And you truly have to obsess about growing yourself and obsess about getting your client results. You've got to stop playing small and think that you need more time, more credentials, and a bigger following in order for you to do that. You absolutely do not. You can start today and it is okay. And I really want to know what is your biggest key takeaway from this video. Drop it in the comments. I read every single comment. And if you want me to create a follow-up episode showing exactly how to sell high ticket offers, let me know and I will create that episode. Before you go, I've got a free high ticket offer blueprint that walks you through creating your own 5K to 25K offer step by step. It includes the exact framework I use with my platinum clients. Download it for free using the link inside the description. It is the same tool that I use to build six-figure programs. So give yourself permission to be bad before you get good at this. Take the emotion out of the implementation. And remember, the world needs this next version of you. So go help more people, go impact their lives, and use high-ticket offers. I'm cheering you on. I'll see you in the next episode.